Hello and welcome to the program. This is Legally Speaking, a program in which we look at power, politics and policies from the eyes of the law. My name is Chijoke Kanu, your regular anchor. Today, we're going to talk about the issue of tenement trade in the FCT. You know, for some time now, people have been complaining about the area council and the enforcement of tenement trade. We will do all that. I have a guest in the studio who is a regular guest, and we are going to meet him and we'll go into conversation after this short break. Welcome. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Legally Speaking, and you know that this is a program in which we look at power, politics and policies from the eyes of the law. And I promised before now that the Oracle himself is in the house, and the guest is a regular guest, and he's not a new person in the program. Permit me to welcome the Oracle himself, Barrister Al Okoma.
It's a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, today's zone is unique in the sense that it's affecting property owners and tenants in the FCT. And that is the all-important issue of tenement trade. The Abuja Municipal Area Council has been harassing people, intimidating people, in fact, trespassing into people's properties in the name of collection of tenement trade. But Abuja Municipal Area Council, is it a local government, or as in the ones created in the Local Government Act of 1976?
No, but it's not a local government. It's a creation of the constitution, but it's not a local government. It's an area council. And the 6 area council are the administrative of the FCT.
All right.
Although they keep mentioning them as, you know, when they want to talk about local government, they mention local government, including the 6 area council, which is wrong. The area council, they are not local government. So they are not there. For it to be a local government, you have to be part of the Local Government Act.
Yes. They were created by Section 303 of the 1999 Constitution, the area council.
Yes, they were created. It's a constitutional creation.
Yes.
But it's not a local government.
Yes, and because that 303 did not make mention of Local Government Act at all.
At all. It's not an area.
If they have any right.
Because mentioning them, it's also the other area, the other constitutions and the other local governments are also shadowed in the constitution.
Yes.
So they were mentioned.
Yes. Now people are saying because they are contained in the schedule, they are also a local government.
No, they are not a local government. You can, it's just like people say, executive governor.
Or the Abuja is
Abuja is a state. Abuja is
like
capital,
a state,
and we should treat it as a state. Doesn't make it a state.
That's why they say that 6 states from plus
and Abuja,
FCT,
and Abuja. Yes, FCT.
The governor, the minister here does not have the power.
No indigenous has ever become a minister, and nobody is voted in. But other governors are voted in by their people.
Yes, and even the governor, this minister does not exercise the powers of a governor.
Yeah, no, he is only delegated.
He's a minister.
He's a delegated.
He's a delegate, yeah.
And he cannot delegate
to another person. No.
Yeah.
Well, now the Section 318 says, look, Abuja, the area councils in the FC are defined as administrative area. That also isolates them from the local government.
Definitely.
because each local government has its own administrative area. Those one created under the 1976 Act. Now, tenement rate is what the local government collects in states. The area councils there have replicated them here, and they are trying to collect it.
How they are collecting, but whether it is legal or not, they are enforcing people, and people have been paying even before their so-called this thing was enacted.
The bylaw.
Bylaw. Meanwhile, all their acts are being done by the National Assembly. So why did they go through and brought the bylaw?
And they brought the the law, the constitution in the first schedule, I think section 1 subsection J of that first schedule to the constitution of 1999 as amended, say that it is the duty of the local government to assess tenements, houses and tenements for purpose of tenement rate, but that the rate that will be paid will be as legislated by the local government, by the state assembly, which means
National Assembly in the case of
Abuja, which means that even the states, even the local governments under the local government act cannot legislate on the rate to be paid as tenement rate.
Under the constitution is well stated.
Yes. Is it clear?
Yes, it's very clear.
It's very clear.
Bylaw doesn't. We don't talk about bylaws.
In a place where the National Assembly is supposed to legislate. Yes. So, where does that leave the bylaw?
No, the bylaw. I think people should challenge that in court. Since we are in democracy, everything, whether going to toilet is illegal, you challenge them in court. At least let there be pronouncement by the court before we can take action.
Yes, there are cases in court.
Yeah, there are cases in court, but I have not seen a concluded one.
No, I have not seen any.
Yes, let there be a concluded one.
And even if it's concluded, if you feel that it's not correct, you challenge it on a
No, concluded means there's a pronouncement somewhere. A pronouncement. If you don't like it, you challenge it. And there are two other
courts. And this issue of levying that rate on hotels, tenement rate on hotel,
because guests are paid per day.
Yes.
Or per night, self.
Yes.
It's from 12 midnight
to
12 midday
to the 12 of the other day.
12 midday.
Yes.
Whatever, it depends on anyhow you come in, you will charge towards that, or you wait till it's 12 before you check
so
it.
Can they be said to be occupiers?
I think that too already is in court.
It's in court, yes.
Such a thing is in court.
Yes.
Let us wait for the pronouncement.
Yeah. Yeah, because
it's not too far.
Because the difference between the rate is annually.
Yeah, that one is annually.
Yes.
Means guests who spend a day. They are daily tenants.
They are daily licensee.
They are daily licensee. So they are daily people.
Yes.
Every guest, every hotel that has a guest that goes for 1 week. 1 week.
Will be investigated.
They will be jubilated. No, they will give you a discount.
And you know that security people come and take report of every guest in the hotel every day.
Every day.
Every day. So you don't do that.
Because you fill a form.
You don't do that to a tenant. A tenant
is a yearly tenant at worst. Although there
is even further argument that if your rent, your tenancy is monthly, you cannot pay tenement rate. If it's monthly.
Yeah.
If it's we have different type of tenants, annual tenants, quarterly tenants, half-yearly tenants, and monthly tenants. Unless it is yearly,
you can't pay.
You will not pay.
So what is the essence going to the hotel? Let there be pronouncement.
You see, people have been shying away from challenging this thing. There are
they are not
4 categories of tenants.
They are not shying
in this place. If you are there for 1 month, after 1 month,
you move out.
You run away. You cannot pay a yearly rate for a monthly tenant. But they come and say, look, this is okay. There's this issue of when tenants. Do we agree that it's a tenant's liability? Tenement rate.
Where the word tenement
Suggests
that it's a tenant liability, but I still expect the pronouncement because they will address all those issues. Whether a tenant is supposed to pay the tenement rate
in a house,
or the landlord who is living there is not a tenant.
It's not a tenant.
But what they do these days, they write the occupier.
No, that is wrong.
No, they write after they're supposed to write the name of that person.
It is something they go from flat to flat to enforce.
Yes.
It's not something you. There was a time they wrote my client that the people living in the 18 unit tenement he has is owing 4.5 million. The man should come and pay. For what? The gate is open.
When he's not aware.
Even when you are enforcing it, you cannot enforce it against the landlord.
Yes.
If there are 20 units in one building,
and some people are paid,
you cannot lock the gate.
You can't lock the gate for the sake of those who are paid.
Yes, you cannot, because you are infringing on their rights.
Right.
You have the right to enter. The enforcers have the right to enter, and then go to specific flats, yes, and enforce it. But don't. What they do is that they will say, "Oh, this person has not paid it." Then they lock the gate. Is that not enforcing an assumed right?
You know, the reason why all these things are happening is because people shy away from their responsibilities.
Yes.
If they go to court, immediately this is happening to you, take a lawyer, go to court. Let the court pronounce. If the court pronounce, we all know that yes, that is a pronouncement of the court. But right as we are sitting down here, we are not even sure whether they are doing the right thing. And you cannot say they are doing the wrong thing because nobody has pronounced on it.
Now, this self-help, everybody knows what self-help is.
Yes.
You say, oh, somebody is owing me 20 million. Let me go and lock his gate until he gives me the money. That is wrong.
Or let me remove his roof.
But that's what the area council do.
But self-help is against the rule of law.
Yes. If they assume or they believe that
they take it to court.
Tenants here are sitting on their money.
And they will take them to court.
They take them to court.
To get damages.
And they go to court. If you see part of the processes, they go to court and then they get an order to lock down the place. Lock the gate. Not knowing whether somebody inside has paid.
So he can't come out.
He can't come out.
And he has paid.
If the landlord is living there, you lock him out. Yeah, that's what landlords do. When they lock it, the landlords will look the other way because it's not their liability. It's not. So the tenement rate issue that is raging right now is one that we have to take serious cognizance of, because rights have been violated, people have been intimidated. If you see the way they came to the hotel the other time, to come and enforce.
People are there to relax.
Yes, they locked the gate. They came with
very noisy.
Yes, and then some people that are not Nigerians that are there were surprised. It was an embarrassment. So what we are talking about is Abuja Municipal Area Council should first of all clarify from the courts. They too can go to court.
No, they are the people that are supposed to go to court. If they cannot go, then we go. It's them that will go against people they believe that we are owing them. In short, in a civilized country, you go to court to get expression.
Before you
can now hold a meeting over what has been given.
There is also this issue. They when they go to court, they do go to court, but they do it as a criminal case.
No. You see, they dodge. I had a case recently.
Yes.
The landlord went to court without the knowledge of the tenant. Wait, the knowledge of the tenant did not know that his case was in court until a judgment was given
over his tenancy.
He didn't know until he was served
with a copy of the judgment.
Of the judgment. Then after he was served, he ran to his lawyers and said, "You see, I have done this." So the lawyers now prepared. We are looking through the documents. Then he came the following week with now a service of 7 days notice. For landlord intention to quit it to recover possession. Even I saw that, I said, my brother, this is a kangaroo. And shamefully, it's a lawyer that is doing that. So now, later, he now went. I advised him that since they've come and carried his property, they took some of his properties.
They executed that judgment?
No, they executed it. So I said, look, go and pay that amount. That you are, first of all, because your things are likely to be damaged.
Yes, of course.
So pay that dollar plus extra 40-something thousand extra, apart from the rent they say he was owing. Meanwhile, this guy, from the records I noticed, he pays his rent even 5 months of the time. Whenever, because he's a businessman, so whenever he gets money, he pays. So when this thing happened, now later the landlord came to him and now apologized to the authorities.
He has committed a criminal offense.
With the misadvice of the lawyer.
All right, we have to go on a short break, and when we return, the conversation will continue. So welcome back. Before we went on that break, we were talking about the tenement rate, and issues that arise from that piece of constitutional provision. And my guest is sitting in the studios, and we are going to we'll continue with the conversation. Yes, Counsel, there is this issue of going to court, charging the people for criminal offense. Is it really a criminal offense when no actual demand has been, because you come and write occupier, nobody's name is occupier.
No, that's why I gave you that story.
Yes.
And they brought criminal this thing against the occupant, whether landlord or tenant.
Yes, that's
for intimidation's sake. It's a civil matter.
It's a civil matter, for crying out loud.
Landlord tenant is a civil matter.
Even tenement rate is a civil matter.
It's a civil matter. It's a landlord tenant.
Yes, it arises from
yes. It's a civil matter. If the person cannot, unless you see when a court gives an order and he breaks that seal,
it becomes a contempt.
Yes, and
it's even at that. It's a quasi criminal.
It's a quasi criminal.
Yes. If you look at the law on which the area councils are making demand for tenement rate, it's a bylaw. But if you look at that section 1J of the first schedule, it says the law as the amount has to be prescribed by the House of Assembly of a state. In the case of Abuja, the National Assembly. So what is the state of a bylaw in the absence of a law? By the act by National Assembly.
What they should do is actually the National Assembly that does laws for FCT.
Yes, of course.
For FCT, we have the minister appointed by the federal government, by the president, by the federal government, by the president.
Yes.
He delegated his powers to the FCT minister.
Yes.
So whatever they want to do, they run down to the president, who will take it to the National Assembly. So all these things they are doing by law. For tenement rate, it doesn't exist.
The bylaw doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. For tenement rate, it doesn't exist.
Yes. It's inconsistent with the provision of the Constitution.
So it dies.
And then they've been collecting money. They've been sending people.
No, they'll return the money.
They send people to court under that law, under that bylaw.
No, you know what they do. After that, they constitute their
Task force.
Task force, so that they are magistrates. And then maybe they didn't even feed the magistrate well. And he pronounced on it, and they are taken to. They have a detention camp.
They say you are not paid. I give order to lock down the gate, and then they come and lock a whole gate,
a whole house
where people are living.
You are locking away a lot of people.
Yes, so they leave a place for you to go out, but you cannot drive in. You cannot drive out. It's not correct.
No, when you cannot drive in, whether they give a place to go trekking, those who have cars, it's their car that will take them in. That is limited, so they can't enter. Will they leave their car outside and move it? What state of security is that?
So there was a time I went to that area, Tenament matter, and I went there. I told them that it's not a criminal offense. It's not a criminal offense. It's,
no, they make it look criminal.
It cannot
to intimidate. Not that they don't know that it's not a criminal offense, because our lawyers that go for them.
The lawyers go.
Lawyers go for them in their service. And lawyers, whether in service or outside, they have the same training.
The one of the arguments they make is that they say that their law says their bylaw, which is actually not a law at all.
Not a law. As far as tenament rate is concerned.
That if the landlord cannot, if the tenants cannot pay, the landlord will pay. Where do they do that kind of thing in the world?
Are they the same people? They are not even in the same service.
They are not in the same legal status.
Yes, the tenement can be doing something. They are not together
at all.
So you cannot blame one sin to the other. Even a father and child, you can't blame the sin of the father on the child or the child's sin on the father.
They were saying because that if the tenant did not pay, then the landlord will pay.
There was
it's an aberration. Why would the landlord pay?
Was he even there?
Is he occupying the whole place?
Was he even there? How will he know that you've not paid?
Yes, how will he know?
How will he know?
And if you look at some houses in the city, the gates are locked down because they feel that the tenants did not pay the tenement rate. But can they also stop the landlord from driving into his property?
When the gate is locked, how can he go inside? How can he go inside? It's automatically stopping him and his property from going in.
Yes, because he has the right.
He has the right to enter with his property,
with his vehicle, whatever.
With his legitimate property.
Yes, anything.
Anything.
And if one person has paid,
you have no right to see the whole building.
And it's their duty to go and get the money.
Yes.
You know what the law says? It's the duty of the creditor to look for the debtor.
Yes, no.
If he's hiding, you go and fish him out.
Where is hiding?
and say, pay me my money.
Take him to court, show the court where he was, and when they go there, they have the way to their sheriff can go.
When I told my client that it is your duty to go and look for the debtor, he said yes. What do you mean? When he came to my house to come and collect the money, I thought if you come to your house to borrow the money, the law has said it is not your duty
to look for him.
To look for him. He said, where am I going to look for him? Where do you have to look for him but to find him?
You have to know where he is before you get your money.
It is the duty of our mark to meet every occupier and demand the money from them.
That is if they have the right.
That's if when the National Assembly says so. But even if the National Assembly makes
a law,
yes, saying this is how much,
and it's going to be a law governing FCT, not AMAC.
But you see, there's a problem too. Where people collect tenement rate is where they own the land. Tenement rate is paid to the owner of the land.
Owner of the land.
But Abuja Municipal Area Council holds no land.
They have no land. The land belongs to the president.
Yes, the land belongs to the president.
Yes,
the one that can even collect the tenement rate, legally speaking, is the FCT.
It's the FCT. collectively.
Yes, it's FCT.
All the 6 area councils.
Yes, they leave after collecting. If you want to give it to the administrative area, that is their business.
Yes,
but
not Abuja
municipal area council cannot be confronted.
Not Gwagaranda municipal.
No, not Abaji, not Buhari. No.
It's different from the local government area.
That was the decision they were drawing in court. They are drawing a decision that, look, these administrative areas of FCT are not local government because they don't hold land.
They don't own.
They don't hold land.
It's owned by the federal government.
Yes, and therefore they cannot collect tenement rates in another person's land. The federal government cannot even delegate to them to go and collect.
Yes.
That is the FCT minister cannot delegate.
No, the FCT minister cannot because he's already under a delegate. He's a delegate.
He's a delegate.
So he cannot redelegate. So
on what basis on earth will Abuja minister?
No, that's why I've said that we should try that. The people, the aggrieved people should try that in court.
There are cases in court. I've seen one.
Let us seen one
on the landlord.
Yes.
I've seen the one on the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
But all of them still raise the issue of legality of the bylaw. Because once this bylaw fails,
everything collapses
and they are bound to return the money.
No, if you ask for it, if you don't ask.
Normally, when you look at the REIT, they say, look, it's unlawful, return all the money we
No,
get to
if you don't ask, why I'm encouraging people to pay whatever if you can pay. It's just you are depositing. To
avoid their harassment.
So later, if they say return and effective from that law will be created and it will be effective from that day.
Yes, you can't take.
So whatever you paid will be, you can calculate it and say, okay, I'm paying. Let it serve from that day to so and so time.
Well, we will continue to talk about it, but the Abuja Municipal Area Council should be careful.
Yes.
In enforcing.
No, we are waiting for that. One is just coming up in January.
In January, judgment will be delivered.
So with that, we can take it. We can hold it. It's just like you're holding a man in his thesis.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, this is how far we can go for now. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And this is how far time can allow us. We will continue to look at these issues as it unfolds. If you have any contribution, please don't fail to reach us on our social media contacts, and then we know your thoughts on this program. Thank you for being a part of this program. We'll meet again within the week. Thank you very much.